Hey everyone, so Shane with the CH. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't do a video last Saturday, and it was questions week. So you guys didn't get to learn about me. I didn't think anyone would notice, really. I mean, I was just really busy with the play, and anyhow, I'm here to answer your questions now. So what do you got, Doses? Come on, come on.
This may be like a 50-year-long answer, but that's okay. I'm going with it. I'm gonna roll with it anyway. Religious beliefs. Go.
Hey, Austin. Thanks for the question. Actually, I'll keep it short. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. I was baptized Catholic. I went to a Christian church for a while. But right now, in my life, I consider myself a Taoist. And that really isn't a religion to me. I mean, I don't go to a temple. I don't, pray to anything. It's just more of a way of life. And it's just going with the flow, and it's just being a Taoist. And I love Taoism. I love everything that the principles of Taoism. I love the beliefs. And it's funny though, because like the other half of my family is Buddhist, which is like the opposite of Taoism. Like Buddhism is all about suffering and releasing yourself of worldly possessions, and Taoism is more just go with the flow, and everything happens for a reason, and go with the flow of the chi in the universe. And so that's me. And I couldn't open TJ's question, so I'm just gonna answer something that I know he's been dying to ask me. And TJ, the answer is yes.
Shane, how much RAM does your computer have?
Hi, Meredith. That's a really interesting question. I don't know. Whatever my MacBook came with. It's not really a MacBook Pro. It's like a really just the simplest, cheapest MacBook. It's black, so that makes me a little bit cooler. I am due for a new computer though, but if I was to go for that, then I would need to get a new job. So, I'm stuck with what I got.
Hey Shane, if you found a bag of money, let's say $100,000, what would you do with it?
Good question. Let's see. If I found a bag of money, what I would do, honestly, is I would pay off my debt. And then everything that is remaining, I would put into savings. So that's what I would do. I mean, if I have any left over from that, then I'd get upgraded photography equipment. If in a perfect world, if I didn't have debt, I would totally put that on a down payment for like a new photo studio. I would love to be in the middle of downtown Chinatown with all of the other artists there and have my photo studio and just be making a living. So, but sadly, it's going to debt.
Shane, is your muffin buttered?
Carlos? That's a personal question. It has been butterless for quite some time now. If you do want to know when my muffin will be buttered, I urge you to subscribe to me on Twitter because you'll be one of the first people to know.
Hello, Shane with a CH. My question for you, my darling, is how did your passion for vintage stuff begin?
Hello, Kurt darling. That's a great question. Actually, I didn't really start to like vintage full on until around I'd say 3 or 4 years ago. I would just collect mostly Japanese or Chinese antiques. So we'd collect old kimonos, like my ex and I would collect old kimonos and things from Japan like ceramic dishes or fans or things like that. And then when I moved out from him after we broke up, I was like, no, I'm not decorating my new apartment that I'm living in by myself with anything Japanese or Asian. I'm sorry, it just reminds me too much of him. And so I had all this leftover stuff, and I wanted to kind of reinvent myself. I'm a Scorpio. That's what happens when we go through hardships, is we reinvent ourselves. I really started to pay attention to the things that I responded to, and it was all these vintage cameras that I started to collect. And then I started to pursue it more and more seriously, and then I started to get into vintage clothing and then, you know, vintage antiques. And so I've just kind of always loved vintage things, but more so now than before. It's more in the direction of like 1950s, so a lot of mid-century artifacts like jukeboxes, poodle skirts, glassware from the 50s, you know, fiberglass chairs, school supplies from the 50s. And what can I say? I love the 50s, you know. I'm 20-something years old, and my soul is stuck in the 50s, and I love it. So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Wow, you got a double dose of me today. Oh, I hope the internet is gonna be okay. I hope I didn't break it. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Pinky swear.